Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thanks for tuning in to the weekly video email. In the Passover Seder, there's a line that says, Bechol dor vador chayav adam lerot et atzmo kilu hu yatsa mimitzrayim, which means in every generation a person is obligated to view themselves as if they were personally freed from Egypt. This idea of really seeing yourselves as personally freed is often taken on as a way to really afflict oneself or really be strict with one's lack of chametz intake or kitniot intake. And I would suggest that another way to really see ourselves as if we are freed from Egypt is the idea of freeing ourselves from the Egyptian mentality. In other words, the mentality where we knew the world before there was Torah. And the best way to get yourself out of that before Torah mentality is to study Torah. And we have for years, since before I got here, been studying the Torah bit by bit, verse by verse, line by line, every Saturday morning from 9:15 to 10:15. This was a practice started by Rabbi Kaiserman, and when I heard about it, I said, oh, great, I've wanted to do that for years. So I took over where he left off, somewhere around Genesis 12, and we've been chugging along for the last almost 6 years on Saturday mornings, verse by verse. And now we are about 7 or 8 chapters away from the end of Deuteronomy, the end of the Torah, which poses a question. The question is, where do we go from here? Are we going to continue chugging line by line, verse by verse, from Joshua to Judges to Kings? Or are we going to go back to Genesis, or are we going to do something else? And we've been discussing it as a cadre of usual suspects, the people who typically arrive at Torah study on Saturday morning. But I thought it would be a good idea to open it up to the congregation at large. What is there that we could be studying on Saturday mornings that might bring you around the table? Is it going back to Genesis and going line by line? Is it going to a Parshat HaShavua style study where we're looking at the specific Torah portion that is read that week by the entire Jewish community worldwide? Would it be something where we would go forward, but maybe pick certain selections of interest? So move forward, but maybe not verse by verse, line by line, but perhaps something that's more topic by topic, rather than reading the battle log that is involved in much of the book of Joshua. We would skip and do some of the more intense portions. Joshua getting the inheritance and the leadership of the Israelites, and the Battle of Jericho, and reestablishing the people in the Promised Land, and so on and so forth. So please send an email to rabbiyoung@cbtfv.org. That's Charlie Bravo Tango Foxtrot Victor.org, and let me know what you think. This is for people who have not already told me, but if you are interested in Torah study, which mode interests you? Back to the beginning, continuing on, topic by topic, or a Parshat HaShavua week by week, in line with the global schedule of Torah learning. Drop me a line. Let me know what version interests you. If you have a different version that you think is a better idea than we've come up with, then please let me know that as well. And then maybe if there's a one-off, if you're requesting a class at some other point on any topic, please feel free to let me know that as well. And that way we will all together continue the cycle of learning, continue being in that Bechol Dor Vador, in every generation, viewing ourselves as though we can free ourselves from the mentality of Egypt, from the mentality of not having Torah, and we will become a community engaged in learning, engaged in our sacred texts, and improving ourselves together as one. Take care, have a great week, and a Zistin Pesach, a very sweet Passover.